Hi guys, and welcome to Angling For You. Today you join me at a new venue called Moorefield's Fishery, or Moorefield's Farm Fishery, and it's a lovely little spot. It's tucked away in the bushes, a few different ponds, and when I've turned up today, which is surprising in October, is there's a lot of fish moving about, so that's today's video. What we're doing is got a little pellet waggler on and a wafter, and we're targeting fish, effectively mugging them. So we're aiming for where they are and allowing them to just suck the bait in and just really targeting them fish by fish. And there's a lot of carp in here, and they're swimming all over. We've got a fantastic lily pad to the side of me, which is a brilliant feature to hold fish, and that's pretty much what chose me the peg, if I'm honest. I literally moseyed round through all the things with a trolley and picked this peg up, and as far as I'm aware from talking to people, it's filled with ornamentals and lots of carp, and we've hooked into not the first one of the day but the first one on film, and that is a nice little mirror carp, and we've had a nice ghosted common and a fantail as well, and judging by the size as well, they're quite a decent size of fish. The only thing I will say is the pegs are a little bit precarious. Right boys, that one absolutely wanted it. Definitely a nice fish. I don't know if he's going to play ball and let me hold him up for you. You can see a lovely fish. Nice start to the session. We're not going to keep him out too much longer. Get him back in. Right guys, let's have a little look at what we're using to catch with now. I'm using a Carp Match Garbolino rod. It's a very inexpensive rod. It's around 20 quid, 25 quid tops, but it's super strong and it's really good for handling these carp. 10 foot, just perfect this kind of work. And I've paired that up with my parabolic 3,500 reel, so it's in between a 4 and a 3,000 reel. And then setting up in regards to the actual line is 8-pound hypersensor Daiwa, and that's running down to a small uplink, which is around 4 inches long. It's got a little matrix pellet waggler. It's a 4 gram one, so you can catch some distance because there's fish all around the swim. So you know, we want to, if we get a chance of catching them at distance, we will do. And we obviously caught a few early on that way. We've got 2 Guru extra tight beads. Now these are extra tight, which is really important for utilising any type of waggler fishing, because what happens is you just lose them up your line if they're not thick enough. The hook itself is a matrix, sorry, it's not a matrix, it's a Guru, it's an extra strong. This is a 12 because we're going to put a bunch of maggots on, and like I say, we're aiming for bigger fish. We may catch littler ones because there's a lot about when maggots are on. And the hook that we're using earlier on was a KKMB size, sorry it wasn't, it was a Q-Curve 14, which is a midi hook, and we use that with the wafters, which are here. Now the hook link is 017 and exactly the same hook link on the other hook link, exactly the same line, and the only difference really was a slightly smaller hook and a band, and that's what we used with the different coloured wafters that we've got here. So that's it really, nice and simple. I'll put the maggots on. I'm not seeing how well you can see that. I'll hook them up first. So what I do with a multitude of maggots is I'm not really fussed, and I do this on a river. I'm not really fussed if I hook them through the head or through the tail. I think it just, if I do that, it gives just a little bit of difference to it. And there are plenty of fish out there, and like I said, there's absolutely tons of silverfish out here, absolutely loads of them, and there's loads and loads of carp swimming around, and we're just trying to pick out those fish around while we're seeing them. Like I said before, it's good to have the glasses on, and you can able to see when there's glare on the water. But this morning, most of the time, there's not been a lot of glare on. And like I say, when I turn up in this time of year, I don't expect a day like this. I don't expect to be fish to be there on top of the water, and to be catching them like that. So it's not something that I prepared for, but while they were there, I thought it'd be a good idea to show you. So it's been a really good day so far, and there's lots of other methods that we can try today. We're definitely going to have a shallow maggot approach, and I think what we'll do with that is a challenge video. We'll do the 11-minute challenge, revitalised I'm sure, with that, and it's quite interesting because the challenge was originally set in winter, and that's when I took it on. And then you saw everybody getting loads and loads of fish, catching it in the summer, which is not really what the challenge were about, catching them in the summer. It was about the winter, but we are in October, so I think it'd be a good chance and a good time to take that on. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll get back to the action, see if we can have some bigger fish. I'm sure we'll have plenty of little ones, but yeah, we'll get on it and see if we can put some more bigger quality fish in the net. Right guys, that one was a lovely take. Ducked it on its nose, and all I've done there is just changed over to maggots, and I just put a little bit of maggot in around it. This one feels a little bit better stamp. It wants to go into this reed. This lily pad will give him a bit of a side strain to try and stop him. I'm not seeing this one yet. Checking the drag, we don't want it to be too tight, but so don't want it to be too slack. Putting up a fantastic fight. Lovely fish, this one. Another mirror. You can't really go wrong. This Garbolino 10-foot match rod, 25 quid. Shows you don't have to spend a lot of money. It's a great rod is this for this kind of work. And all we've done here is swap over to maggots, and we've put a bunch of 5 on, and we've sprayed a few on the top because I've seen quite a few fish cruising. Beautiful in the net. Seen quite a few fish cruising around, and I thought to myself, you know, let's try and get some attraction, get them to take it, and bosh, straight away. Looked perfectly in the lip. Let's get this out of the way. We'll lift him up for you. The fish are about £5, £6 maybe. Still absolutely full of beans. Beautiful fish. Sunlight. Let's get him back, and we'll have a little chat about the rig. and hopefully we'll manage to get this in for you. And we're at Neathermill fishery, which is near Barnsley, and if you watched last week's video, we were fishing on the cage feeder, sort of searching out, and I said that we were going to try some other methods, and this is the other method. That we'd seen a fish, they're in the distance, and we're wanting to try and get them sort of, they were quite far away, making it difficult, but luckily Kelv's on that peg and he can't reach it from there, and I got the old midi little soft foam waggler with me, so I've got that and just attached it to my feeder rod. It's sort of at my limit of how far I can cast it, but this one's a beautiful koi. Is this? It's like a koi mirror. There's this one, and I'm only going gentle with it, and I've got an 019 uplink, which is fine, but I've only got five pound line Maxima, although it's a good line. That's a beautiful fish. Probably should have put away my silvers net and got a carp net on, but we'll give it a go anyway. It's actually a ghosty. That's why he's pulling so hard. It's a beautiful fish. A beautiful fish. He's not into double figures or anything like that, but it's definitely worth catching, that is for sure. But we're not getting him in this silver's net, and he's in, just in this silver's net. He's a lovely fish. Click a bit of this line off so we can have a look at him. And I tell you what, he's only just hooked. Let's get him. See if he'll behave himself, and I can hold him up. What a beautiful fish. Beautiful fish that is. I'm going to get him back and we'll see if we can get any more fish. Right guys, so obviously the rod is not exactly what we would normally use, a pellet waggler rod or a stiff waggler rod, to be able to cast out, and maybe a slightly heavier float. So I haven't got either of those, so I will run you through the makeshift rig and obviously see that it does work. So we've got one of the midi pellet stubbies, 2 SSG, got a really flexible tail on it with the weight on the base with a built-in swivel, so really nice and easy to use. I've got 2 extra tight Guru stops, and then really simply that's on 5 pound Maxima and down to 10-inch hook link of 019 to a size 12 KKMB with a band and an 8mm pellet. Super simple, and you know, it's just about casting about and trying to get those fish to take it on impulse. Hopefully we'll get another one, but maybe not, but at least you've got that one on camera and you've seen it, and a lovely ghosty it was. So let's get back out there and just see if we can have another one. And we're in. Right guys, we switched to a wafter that time. I don't think this is a big fish, I think this is an F1, but I saw it come up and I'd put a little bit of a wafter on, just because I felt that they're really shallow and it's brightly coloured. And that F1 said, yes please, I'm having that wafter. So definitely a good idea to switch to that. It's got a little bit mad in the net. Wafted perfectly inside the mouth. And love a little F1 in the net. Beautiful little fish. It's getting back. So if this has been any use to you, and please put a thumbs up and a share. If you could do, that'd be fantastic. If you want to join us on the Facebook group, we've got around 6,000 members now, and you can put your posts on, and you can look at the contents, ask questions, watch the live feeds. If you want to just do the photos, then go on angling_for_you and just drop your photos on there and see what we're up to. And if you want to look at any other things that we've got, bait, tackle, all the different kind of things, have a look on his playlist. There's plenty of stuff on there. And thanks you very much for watching. Until the next one, guys, tight lines.